but because you show up, that's how we get movement. So when the decision was made, let me just say this. If you all would have seen Representative Ocasio-Cortez, I call her Alex. So give me that little space to call her Alex. If you all would have seen Alex and I running down the hallway from the rotunda to the chamber, running to try to do what we could when we heard that something was going down. If you would have seen us, you would have wondered, are these actually Congress people? Are they actually running through the doggone Capitol? But yeah, because we didn't know what to do but get there. It was almost like sliding into home plate or still in third. It was just like, get it. But I didn't do that alone. We walked outside and we couldn't figure out what just happened. What do we do? And so we went live. Many of you saw that. We didn't know what to do. And then it's like, you know what? How do we reconcile in our hearts and in our minds? Well, it didn't happen. And the Democrats didn't get it done. The Republicans don't even want to talk about it. Just, okay, well, I guess go home and, all gets reset. Like, how do we reconcile that? I couldn't understand, how do I go home? And so, Alex and I and our teams, we played around on this very parking lot. Back and forth, back and forth. And finally it was, you know what, Alex, you wanna occupy? And her answer was, okay. And so we ended up here. And I want you to think about this. I'm new to DC. Very new. Thank you. So if I was at home in St. Louis, because I am that protest chick, I am. In St. Louis, yes. If I was at home in St. Louis, hey, we're going to occupy. Look, I got all the supplies for everybody and their mama in the house. But in D.C., I didn't even have a sleeping bag. In D.C., didn't have a chair. It was 8 o'clock, but you know what? By 9 o'clock, sitting back here, me and my chief of staff, sitting here with just 2 chairs and the Capitol Police around. That was it. How do we get people here? Let's just put out a post. And folks keep saying, Cori. But Cori put out a post. And what happened? You all answered the call. The least that we could do was put out a freaking tweet. The least that we could do was show up right here. The least that we could do was say. The least that we could do was think about somebody else. The least that we could do was remember humanity.
Yes, ma'am.
That was the least. That was the least. So we ain't gotta prop up those things, because that was the least. The bar is so freaking low. I think about over the last 24 hours. We got to talk about our neighbors, our loved ones, our folks that are experiencing homelessness. Locally where I'm from, we say our friends, our neighbors who are unhoused. We've been talking about it and talking about it and talking about it, going home, talking about it, going to the restaurant, talking about it, you know, going, you know, to work, talking about it, and all of those things, and talking about it, and they're right there, talking about it, they're over there, talking about it, they're right there, talking about it, and they're in our own family, talking about it, and they're our own people.
Come on.
And what? We get some photos. Well, you know what? Let's remember one thing. In this, we get to take zero glory. Zero. Because it's not about us, right? It's not for this. This gives us no glory. To see people live, it gives us no glory. It is the least we could do.
Right.
That's right.
Thinking about every single time. You know how many times I cried over the last 24 hours being triggered? And people keep asking me the same questions over. Well, tell me why you want to tell me why you want to do. Well, explain to me. And traumatizing me over and over again. But because it's not about me, and because I need people to see what happens to people when they are truly unhoused, when you don't have anybody else to call because you've already exhausted your resources, because your network does not have much to be able to help you. But we don't see each other's humanity enough to give each other that space. But I'm asking you to give that space. I cried over and over again, even on television. I'll take that. I'll take that shot. But you know what I won't take? Is more death due to failed leadership and inactivity. $7 million, $8 million, $9 million, $10 million, $11 million whole people get to go. They get to go and be forced out. They get to be forced out because folks are comfortable and they don't see their humanity. Every single one of us, we gotta shake this ground and shake it so hard to where they are so uncomfortable. Those that won't see it. That they are so uncomfortable that they can't even stand their own skin. I gotta do something. I gotta fix it. Convicted so much because of you. It's not criticism. I'm not talking about that. It's not criticizing out of hatred. We don't do that. That's not how you get people. But can you call them to task about their own issues? Absolutely. Did you want to make sure that 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 million people had a home when you went to yours? That's what is about to happen, you all, if we don't get something done? There were deaths across this country over the last year of our friends because they didn't have a home. Some froze to death. Quite a few froze to death. We know this, right? We know people actually froze to death because they didn't have a place to go. Don't we know that?
Yeah. Yes.
Is anybody unsure about that?
No.
People died of heat exhaustion because they didn't have a place to go. And so before we move from here, I am heartbroken. I am heartbroken that the administration didn't get this done. I'm heartbroken. I'm heartbroken because some people will start getting their stuff thrown out tomorrow because the pay or vacate notice went out days ago so that August 1st they can be out. And how do we capture those people and help them to get the resources they need? I'm heartbroken because not having a home is something that tears your life apart, and it's so hard to pull it back together because it's violence on your mind, your soul, and your spirit. It's violence on your legacy. It's violence on your children. It's violence on your body. It's violence. I'm heartbroken because this world, this country is not the land of the free and the home of the brave, because bravery didn't show up yesterday. Life didn't show up. Liberty didn't show up. The pursuit of happiness did not show up. Make the flag who the flag is supposed to be. Let America be who America says it's supposed to be. And right now, that's not who we are. And so we will take a moment. I want everybody to pull out their phone. So our colleagues have already talked about the technical things that happened, that should have happened, that didn't happen. So I won't go back through all of that. But I want us to remember what happens when people don't have adequate housing. And right now we have 600,000 people who lost their lives to COVID that would be alive right now today had COVID not hit our country. And what's going to happen when we add 7 million people plus to our streets? And how many more could end up there? Pull out your phones. Turn on your lights. And hold them up. I'm going to ask our staff and all of my colleagues to come up here. How often do we take a moment for our people who were experiencing homelessness and didn't make it because our policies failed them? How often do we take the time to call out their names? How often do we recognize them? How often do we think about them? So this moment we will take for every single life that was lost on the street because someone did not have adequate housing because our country failed them. So we will take a moment of silence, because those are our people, and we say no more. No more. No more. No more. Take a moment of silence.
So we know that a lot of people say, how long are you going to be here? What's going to happen? First of all, this belongs to the people. All of us. But one thing that I can say is that what has happened here today has made reverberations. Right? It is making reverberations. That's the thing. When it comes to protest demonstration, they want y'all to think it doesn't matter. They want you all to think that they're not watching. But when 1 out of every 6 renters in this country is behind on rent, but let me say that again. When we talk about 11 million people, that's 1 out of every 6 renters. So first of all, they rely on our shit. But we won't let them do that. But this is reverberate up to New York, and our organizers down in New York are now busting down the New York here tomorrow. We'll at least be here tomorrow.
All right, so it looks like we already have our assignment is we will be back tomorrow. So, if everybody can bring somebody or tell somebody, let's make this. If New York is hopping on a bus and coming down, those of us that are already here can make sure that we are out here. And let's remember this. Y'all, we are talking about lives at stake. Let us keep the main thing the main thing. Let us give space, because let me say this. When I was out there protesting in Ferguson, and we're talking about what's happening to Black lives, I didn't want to hear you coming to me telling me about something that had nothing to do with this subject. I needed you to focus on this thing, because this thing is killing us. And so I want to make sure that our unhoused community members, that our people who are experiencing homelessness get that same love and that same energy.
inspired by community as a community space. So for folks who want to be here, we put the supplies off to the right. We've got some snacks.
Okay.
There are still some sleeping bags here.
All right.
And we don't plan to go
Hey,
nowhere.
friend.
Some of us will stick around. Some of us may decide to leave. We're not going to say, hey, you shouldn't be leaving. No. You can come back tomorrow. If you can't come back tomorrow, you can send your friend. Okay? And we're going to be here because this is an eviction emergency and we need to deal with it like the emergency that it is because we need to save lives.
The whole day!
I'm not one used to protest and have a time. That you should have be spending the night here, and you get here.
New York looks like it's showing around 2 p.m.